fares for the service, thereby eliminating the altogether the risk relating to handling of cash.
Se está desarrollando un proyecto para que el pago sea a través de tarjetas.
Project risk, yet another category, is also an important issue because the company has to undergo numerous expansion projects, for example, or renovation project, renewal projects. So the risks associated with project is an important category of risk faced by the company.
Se están haciendo mejoras todo el tiempo y modificaciones, y esto se separa en un tipo de riesgo aparte.
Environmental risk, anything relating to generation of noise, pollution, emission of greenhouse gas, and so on, is also an area of great concern to the company.
Los riesgos ambientales también son súper importantes para la gestión de esta empresa.
Supply and service outsourcing risk, as more and more of the services, asset management activities, in particular the maintenance work, are being outsourced. This may present certain risk. So again, this is another area of risk controlled by the company.
Otro riesgo y final es el asociado a proveedores de bienes y servicios.
This diagram illustrates the concept used by the company in classifying risk. You can see that on the upper part are risks that are considered to be unacceptable.
Este diagrama muestra el principio que utiliza la compañía para manejar riesgo, y vemos en la parte superior un nivel inaceptable de riesgo.
And the lower part shows risks that are considered to be acceptable. And in between is a range which is labeled as A-line. That stands for as low as reasonably practical.
En la parte inferior está el riesgo aceptable, y entre las dos líneas negras horizontales está la zona de tolerabilidad, o de donde el riesgo es tan bajo como sea razonable.
So this band refers to those risks that will be tolerated only if risk reduction is not practical or grossly expensive, not practical technologically, or is grossly too expensive to mitigate.
Esta zona marca donde el riesgo es tolerado, solo si la reducción de riesgo es impráctica o demasiado cara.
And the threshold separating the unacceptable from the A-lab or from the A-lab to the acceptable risk is determined by human, social, and political considerations.
Para fijar el nivel de las líneas negras se usan una serie de dimensiones más allá de lo técnico.
But there is a tendency that these thresholds will tend to go being pushed back, right, continuously. In other words, the community are getting more and more intolerant to risks.
Las comunidades se están volviendo más y más intolerantes al riesgo, así que las líneas están bajando en la medida que pasa el tiempo.
So this is the matrix used by the company to classify risks associated with safety and service.
Esta es la matriz que utilizan para medir, estimar el riesgo.
The rows here indicates classification of frequency.
En el EGI está la frecuencia.
The columns are used to classify the severity of the incident.
En el EGI está la consecuencia o severidad.
There is no attempt to use very precise figures to do the classification, so they use different bands, right, to do the classifications.
Las bandas no son muy específicas, son órdenes de magnitud como ven ahí.
Similarly, for classification of severity, again, they use bands. In this example, they make reference to the consequence relating to staff or contractor safety. This may apply to project risk.
Sí, para la consecuencia lo mismo, se definen bandas subjetivas.
Passenger and public safety, this may refer to service risk. And also in service, this band relate to incidents with injuries or fatality, but in this third band relates to interruption to service.
Eso para las diferentes dimensiones del riesgo.
And the risks are classified into 3 categories, from R1 to R4, using different colors.
La matriz permite definir 4 niveles de riesgo.
So for safety and service risk, they are classified into 4 bands. R1 relates to safety and service risks that must be reduced, except in exceptional circumstances. These relate to intolerable risk. These must be addressed, unless there are special circumstances.
La categoría R1 es riesgos de servicio y de seguridad que deben ser reducidos, excepto bajo circunstancias especiales.
R4 relates to those risks that are considered to be acceptable.
R4 es aceptable.
And R2 and R3 are those risks that fall into the EGAF region.
R2 y R3 están al medio entre R1 y R4.
This is another matrix that shows the classification of environmental risk. The design is similar, except that they focus on environmental risks.
La matriz de riesgo ambiental es similar, pero su foco es claro en el ambiente.
Again, the classification has 4 bands, very similar to the service and safety risks.
También tiene 4 bandas, igual que la anterior.
Let us move on to the requirements in Class 55 relating to performance management.
Pasemos ahora a la medición de desempeño, gestión de desempeño.
Here we have the clauses in Class 55 that are related to performance management. So let us look at the system in place at MTR, designed specifically for managing asset management. The operations division, which is the division of MTR that operates the metro system, it uses the balance scorecard to manage its performance.
La división de operaciones usa el cuadro de mando integral para medir el desempeño.
The performance indicators and targets are established by making reference to operating agreement. OA stands for operating agreement. Customer service practice stated in the operating agreements. These are the commitments to the community regarding the level of services to be provided by the metro system.
Tienen acuerdos de operación, service, CSP CSP goes for what?
Customer service practice.
Practices.
Practice. That is agreement, similar to
agreements. Acuerdos con el cliente. Okay.
And then, apart from making reference to the service practice, it also makes reference to the KPIs used by COMAT, which is a consortium for benchmarking. COMAT stands for Community of Metros, founded in 1996. with these as members.
Realmente es un club de metros que se pusieron de acuerdo para hacer benchmarking.
I'm not too sure whether Santiago Metro is one of the members, so I didn't include it. Maybe yes. I'm not sure.
¿Hay alguien de metro que sepa si están en el COMET? Quizás. No.
Okay. Anyway, the Metro provides a range of services, including benchmarking and performance measurement of metros, like those listed here. And there are more, right? I don't list all of them here. It also conducts case studies to identify best practices in specific aspects of the operation of metros.
En este club se hace benchmarking y medición de desempeño y se desarrollan estudios de caso para identificar mejores prácticas.
This list is taken from a presentation given by COMAC listing the KPIs, key performance indicators, COMAC has been using to benchmark the performance of the various metros around the world.
Tienen 32 KPI que pueden ver en el slide.
And you can see that quite a few of them are relating to asset management.
Muchos de ellos tienen que ver directamente con gestión de activos.
And this is one of the charts that shows the benchmarking results relating to the key performance indicators on reliability, service reliability.
Aquí vemos un resultado del benchmark con respecto a cientos de kilómetros entre accidentes que causan demoras de 5 minutos o más.
And the KPI we measure is car kilometer between incidents. That will cause a delay of 5 minutes or more. So you can see that the forerunners, or the forerunner, is way ahead of others.
Vemos como hay uno que concentra bastante más que los demás.
And MTR Corporation is the forerunner.
Vemos que el metro de Hong Kong es el que tiene mayor tiempo entre fallas, entre incidentes.
And earlier on I mentioned the case study undertaken by COMAC. Here is a partial list of the case studies. Again, these are relating to asset management, such as rolling stock procurement, security at stations and trains, and so on.
Aquí vemos algunos casos de estudios desarrollados por COMET. El primero es la adquisición de stock rodante, etc.
So coming back to performance management, the measures and targets used by MTR takes into consideration the KPIs used by COMAC for international benchmarking, and also consider the business imperatives. These are things that are particularly relating to the Hong Kong Sea.
Para fijar las metas se usa los KPI de COMET y medidas imperativas del negocio.
The balance scorecard is not only used to manage the top level performance, it is also cascaded to lower level management. So they have divisional, they start with the divisional scorecard and then down to departmental scorecard and so on.
El cuadro de mando integral está implementado en diferentes niveles de la organización.